Cooper with Totes and Notes. It's currently February 10th. And this week I'm bringing you a note nugget. Hopefully this won't be too long, but it may. This is going to be a fairly large series, I think, as I get further into Podio. But thanks to all of your support, the viewers, my investors, people selling to me, buying from us, we've really been having a pretty good year so far. Last year ended off fairly well. And so now, thanks to all this business, we're having to put some systems into place to help us keep it organized and provide a high level of satisfaction to our customers. And so one of the things I've kind of been talking about for a while is I want all my not really my customers, my investors, my partners, to be able to view stuff related to their assets that they're invested in. And I've done Dropbox in the past. It's okay. Email, you can always do that, but it's kind of a pain. It doesn't stay super organized. Plus, you attach too many files, you're going to have to send it in multiple emails because you'll exceed the file size limitation. And so Podio, I've heard a lot of people use it. I've kind of known about it for a while. I just have not had the time to really get in there and set up the system. But a lot of people use it. So the way it works is it's completely free. Well, there's a completely free version. You can pay for upgrades. But what you can do is you can go in and you sign up, and then it's got different workspaces you can select. See more workspaces, you can create a bunch of them, you can manage them. And so this is the one I'm currently using, Real Estate Business Management Test to Customize. And so what I did is they have, they call them apps, and you can make them, you can download them, you can customize them. And they're free on their market space. And so I got the Real Estate Business Management app. And so when that came up, it has these items right here. These are the different apps. And so it has activity, incoming receivable, contacts, communication, leads, property inspection, appointments, offers, closings, and marketing. I can't remember if I edited closings to say closings as opposed to something else, but this is the one I've been working on. So we'll click on it here. And so as you can see here, I've been adding some assets that we've acquired in the past couple weeks. These are a few of the contract for deeds that I've been advertising for a while in Jackson, Mississippi. And so it's taken longer to acquire them than I would have liked, but we're getting it done. We should get a few more done this week and be done, so that'll be nice. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting each individual asset up here. I can put the information on it, I can attach files to it, and then I can share it with a corresponding investor so they can get on and see things, and then they can send chat messages and things like that in regards about the asset. So let me show you what I've been doing. In fact, let's just go ahead and I'll recreate one of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to add closing. Now, related offering, if I'd had other items already in here associated, like if I'd done this earlier with due diligence, then I could type that in and it could associate with that and possibly have it fill out some of the information, or it would just be tied together in the workspace. But since I didn't, when this is new, we're just going to leave that blank. And we're going to go to category. We're going to go performing, non-performing, BK for bankruptcy or foreclosure. These are all performing, so we're going to select performing, and you see they've got different color coding here. So green, performing, green should mean good. Yellow, non-performing, should kind of get your attention that something needs to be done. Bankruptcy and foreclosure are both red. Bankruptcy isn't necessarily terrible because if you're depending on how far along they are in bankruptcy, you're probably going to get paid at least a few payments, because if they don't pay you through the bankruptcy like they're supposed to, then they're going to get kicked out of bankruptcy, and then now you can foreclose or do whatever else you need to do. Bankruptcy can be nice because it does mean that someone's going to have to talk to you, whether more than likely it's going to be someone court appointed, but there's going to be someone there accountable to talk to you to help you get something planned and get something going. And so I was really hesitant my first year to bid on stuff in bankruptcy, and it was just ignorance. I didn't know. I wasn't that familiar with it. Same with assets that are in foreclosure. They can be very good assets to bid on. Again, I didn't bid on them, and it was due to ignorance. Usually the thing is like with bankruptcy, you can go on to Pacer, and that's really a different video. You can find out where they're at. Foreclosure, you just need to talk to the attorneys. Really, in both of these cases, if you can talk to whoever's handling it, they'll let you know where they're at in it. And so then you can find out, oh, well, if they're almost done with bankruptcy, then that's great. Or they're almost done with this foreclosure, then you can pay more for the property because you should be getting the physical property back soon. Whereas if it's like a state that has a long foreclosure time frame and they just started it, then you know you don't want to pay that much of a premium for it just because it's going to take a while. So there's resulting lead here for the next deal. Or related lead. I may just remove this eventually because it'll just depend. Again, these are being added in basically after the process has been done, so I'm kind of starting at the end as opposed to the beginning with these. Closing date, we'll just add this in for now. I'll have to go back and look. Property type, I've got residential mortgage, residential CFD, and commercial. And they're just different colors. The colors really don't mean anything, just that they're different. These are residential contract for deeds. So location, let me pick one of these. As you can see here, it kind of comes up once you start filling it out with possible addresses because it uses Google Maps. So this one I have, 829 Wynn Street. Contact for now, we're just going to do Paul Cooper. I need to add more contacts to this. And as I add, like I can take my Excel spreadsheet with all my contacts, I could upload that so then I could put the investor that's in on this and connect it to them and then share it with them. I could allow them to have certain editing privileges, or I could basically make it to where it's read only. So I've got my documents here. I'm not going to put in the closing price because that's kind of privilege information. However, I'll go ahead and put in the P&I. It's not that big a deal. Should be $315. And this was a field that I either customized or I added. I think it was cost or something like that, or value, and I just changed it to P&I because that's what I actually need. I want to know what the payments are. But here's the cool thing. I can go add some images. So here's an image of the property. And this, while this is set up for real estate, this is a cool feature you could have for anything. Let's say you made products. Let's say you're doing some type of Amazon drop shipping or something. You could have a picture of, a mug or whatever, or the hat or whatever you're selling in there, and that would help you know exactly what you're selling, as opposed to, hat number, ball cap number 00345 or something like that may be in your database. Here, there's no doubt. Pictures are worth 1,000 words, and it's a very nice, convenient way to keep stuff organized, and so you know exactly what you're on. And then you can also add files. And the cool thing is you can add file services. So I have Dropbox. I haven't set that up yet, and I'm not going to now. But I could have I could have the two communicate. You can do Google Drive and everything else as well. And so then you don't necessarily always have to be on your laptop or your desktop. If you have that stuff up in the cloud, then you could have the two communicate back and forth. So it's a really nice system. Once you have it set up, it's super convenient because you could get it from pretty much anywhere in the world. So right now I'm just adding documents. We'll add some pictures. And while these are uploading, it lets you go and add others. So we'll add the addresses and legal descriptions. So my Excel spreadsheet due diligence stuff. Let's see, I didn't make a flyer for this one. Here's some stuff I got off of DataTree and Realtor.com and Trulia, all the crime statistics, lien reports, tax search history, things like that. And so as this stuff uploads here, basically I would have everything I need that I had associated with this asset uploaded. So now I can share that with people. I could share it with other people I have working with me. I could share it with the investor. I've got it backed up to where I can pull this up on any computer, so I don't necessarily have to be on my laptop, or if something happened to it, it's available. And then you can download it in other spots, and you can edit it, you can add to it as time goes on, things like that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and save this. It's been created. We can go to our closings now. And so here's what we just added. And as you can see, I already had it up here. But this is actually this is the new one. But as you can see, it's a pretty nifty tool. It's a nice way to keep everything more organized. You can have, everyone now can have access to it. It's much easier and safer than having physical paper copies of everything, because that's just going to get stolen or damaged or lost over time. And then, as you can see over here, it's got team views, so I can assign different people who can view this. I can set it up. So it's extremely customizable. You definitely have to spend some time on it. I've only spent... would you believe it? I've spent a couple hours on it because it doesn't look like I've got much done, but there's a lot to learn. Luckily, they have very good tutorials out there made by the Podio team. Plus, there's a lot of other YouTubers that use it extensively for their business that put out free tutorials. So this is just a quick, well, I was trying to keep it quick, note nugget on how to do some stuff. You may want to look into this. You don't have to use it just for real estate or other businesses. I've heard of people even setting this up to where you can send tasks and little honey-do lists to other people that you either work with or family members. I think it's a little bit overkill. I think there are easier programs for that, but it is so extremely flexible that I've barely begun to scratch the surface. So if you have any type of investments or business or anything like that, or if you have a W-2 job, you may want to look into using this at work, because it's got a very nice system for communicating. So instead of having to send emails to everyone through the intranet or internet in-house, they've got a chat system up here, which I'll probably cover in a different video. And it's very easy to get notifications. It's up to date. And you can then have a written chat history of everything associated with that particular item, whether it's, a sale, a problem, you can break it down. So I hope this was helpful. Again, my future videos on this will be better because I'm still really new to the software, but hopefully you at least get an idea of what you could possibly do to it. You see the potential. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I hope you all have a good weekend and upcoming week.